Welcome back to Living Local. The new year is almost upon us, and that means many folks will be thinking about their vision for 2021. And for a lot of women, that vision will include a weight loss resolution. One local platform is inspiring ladies to take a different approach to their health this year. Instead of focusing on what we want to lose, the Beautifull Project is encouraging women to focus on what we want to keep. Joining us via Zoom is Sarah Stevens with the Beautifull Project. Sarah, as always, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So let's set the stage here. How many people choose weight loss as a New Year's resolution?
It's an astounding number. So weight loss is the third most common choice for a New Year's resolution. It's preceded, though, by exercise more and eat healthier. So it's pretty easy to kind of wrap that all into one idea that about 75% of people are making a New Year's resolution that has to do with changing their body in some way.
And how many people are actually successful with their goal to lose weight?
I have some really bad news about diets. In multiple longitudinal studies, over 2 years, 95% of diets fail. Mm-hmm. And anything else with that failure rate, we wouldn't ever touch it again with a 10-foot pole, would we? But the thing about diets that I think is fascinating is not only do we go back over and over, but we blame ourselves for the failure. So if 95% of people failed a test in a class, would you think it was the students who had failed? We wouldn't, right? But when it comes to diets, we just have some deep difficulty releasing ourselves from the responsibility there.
That is such a powerful perspective, Sarah. And I think one of the things that plays into this, of course, is diet culture. Can you explain exactly what that means and the role it plays in enticing women to make these weight loss resolutions year after year?
Yeah. Diet culture is tricky because it's kind of like trying to explain the fact that we breathe oxygen, mm-hmm. right? So it's everywhere. But once you start to see it, you'll have a difficult time not seeing it anymore. So diet culture really can be described as a system of beliefs that prioritizes weight loss over wellness. Mm-hmm. It teaches us that our bodies just can't be trusted. It equates thinness to being healthy. And it teaches us that our bodies are something that we're here to control. I also really believe the diet culture is responsible for the fact that 90% of women report some sense of body dissatisfaction, regardless of body shape and size. So there's something else going on there. We can't all have the wrong body. And I really believe that diet culture is to blame in that.
Now, Sarah, is there an alternative to dieting for people who want to choose a healthier lifestyle?
Absolutely. So I'm sure there are lots of ways to approach this, but the thing that has been most useful to me in my own journey of healing my relationship with my body and food and movement has been intuitive eating. So intuitive eating is not new. It's been around for 25 years. It is a series of principles that, when applied, connect you back to your natural internal cues. So it's based on the idea that we knew how to eat when we were young, and something intervened there, and the something really is diet culture and all of the things that we can purchase and use to help make us healthier, right? There's also obviously a profit motive in all of that too. So intuitive eating just says you actually do know how to eat when you can learn how to trust your cues of hunger and fullness, and you can add back in the idea that food is supposed to be satisfying. Mm-hmm. It creates some freedom in our relationship with food.
Definitely. And we were all born as intuitive eaters, so we all have that within us, that capability. And so I love that practice of kind of getting back to our natural roots of being an intuitive eater. Yep. Sarah, is the Beautifull Project doing anything to help combat diet culture this year?
Well, rest assured, the Beautifull Project is always doing something to combat diet culture. Most of the messaging is really aimed at dismantling diet culture. Mm-hmm. But in 2021, as we move into the new year, one of the things I want to focus on with the Beautifull Project is something called a Thank You Body campaign. So the idea in the Thank You Body campaign is to help invite people with some prompts to start to recognize what it is that their body does on their behalf. to help them live their lives, as opposed to just being so constantly focused on the appearance. I'm hopeful that the Thank You Body campaign can kind of help start to shift that idea for women that our only job here is to be smaller.
Right. It's so important that we all begin to shift that perspective. Sarah, can you tell us about the No Need for a New You campaign you ran on social media last year and the premise behind that? Because I think that that is so powerful and I really want to revisit that.
Yeah. So it was one of my favorite campaigns, actually. Coming into the new year, we'll hear over and over and over, new year, new you, new year, new you. And again, inevitably, there are a bunch of things to sell you along with that concept, right? So, and especially right now, that messaging is going to be so loud. So the No Need for a New You campaign, I invited women to talk about the 2 things that they wanted to keep about themselves in 2020. And they recorded little videos. We had them on both Facebook and Instagram. And it just kind of caught on for people. So women would watch them and then they'd write to me and go, oh, I want to keep these 2 things about myself. And what a powerful shift for women to see themselves differently and say, maybe I don't need to change or fix anything at all.
Oh, I absolutely love that. Sarah, thank you so much for what you're doing to combat diet culture, especially this time of year now when I feel like it is more prevalent than ever. And thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Brittany.
If you'd like some more information, you can go to thebeautifulproject.com. We'll also have those details posted on ourquadcities.com.